إِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ اللَّهُ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ. Certainly your Lord is Allah, who created all the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Now these 6 days are not the days of our world, of this earth. It's one revolution of the earth, and it becomes one day, one night, one day, and it becomes one. Actually, the 1 day of moon is something else. 1 day of Jupiter would be something, have a different duration. 1 day of sun, because sun is also rotating round, and it is going round some very big star also. So everything is rotating and everything is moving. Kullun yajri li ajalin musamma. So now maybe there is a day of a galaxy. Then what would be the 1 day of the whole of the universe? We can't imagine. It can be millions and millions of years of life, of our calculations. Because in Quran we find 1 day of Allah is according to your calculation equal to 1,000 years. And we find in the Quran 50,000 years also. Kana miqdaruhu 50,000 sana. So there are different, calculations and different sizes. So what are the sizes of those 6 days in which this kainat, this universe was created? We can't know. Maybe what the scientists call the millenniums, they are the 6 millenniums, the 6 periods of time. Inna rabbakum Allahu alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-arda fi sittati ayyamin summa istawa 'ala al-'arsh. Then he mounted and ascended the throne. We can't know what is this throne, arsh of Allah is like. Yughshi al-layla an-nahar. He covers and he let the night cover the day. Yatlubuhu hasisa. And it is, following it in very, haughty pursuit. The day seeking it speedily. Washamsa is created the sun, wal qamara, and the moon, wal nujuma, and the stars, mushakharatin bi amri. They are all subservient to his command. Whatever is commanded to him, to them, they are doing it. Ala lahul khalqu wal amr. Listen, to him belongs the creation as well as the commanding. This ayah is very important. In one way, he has created something, some sun, some moon, and he has set certain instructions for it, which we call the laws of the nature. There are some laws which are governing the movement of the sun. There are a set of laws governing the movement of this earth. Certain set of laws governing the movement of the moon. Everything is obeying those laws. So these are amr, khalq and amr. Allah lahul khalq wal amr. Both belong to him. It is not that he created but somebody else is controlling. It's not that he is controlling and somebody else had created. Creation and control both belong to him. But in another sense, this ayah is most profound. There are 2 levels of creation, as I told you. One level of creation is pre-material creation. When the souls were created, matter was not created up till now. Souls are not material. In the same way, the angels are not material. They are from light. So actually, this is the alamul amr. And in that alam, in that world, time factor is not present at all. This amr is kun fayakun. He says be, and it is done. No time. Other is the alamul khalq. This world of creation, material creation we should say here. Now this material creation always involves time. A seed becoming a plant must take some time. There's conception in the womb of the mother, but 9 months are required. Then the baby would be fit to be delivered. So here it is time. That is why, in the creation of the universe and creation of the heavens and creation of the earth, always Quran says 6 days. Not kun fayakun. This has not been created in that fashion. Innama amruhu idha arada shay'an fa innama yaqulu lahu kun fayakun. That type of creation was the creation of the light, original light, which had no heat in it. And that light, that was pre-material era of this creation. And from that light were created the souls of the human beings and the angels. So they are not material. Our soul is not material. It doesn't belong to the world of matter. It is something from beyond. Then there was a big explosion in this light. And that is the Big Bang. And to this Big Bang our scientists have reached. Their researches and all these, their calculations, they have taken to that place. But the science or the scientists can't go beyond that. Alam-e-Amr is beyond their reach. They can never know it. Because it is fundamentally different, essentially different. It's not the world of matter. It's a pre-material, you may call it. So actually, science can discuss and see and know the things of the material world. Not before that. And actually the souls of human beings and the angels, they belong to that period. And that is Alamul Amr. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. It is not Khalq Rabbi, it is Amr Rabbi. Alam Khalq is something where time is always involved. خلق السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام ثم استوى على العرش يغشي الليل النهار يطلبه حثيثا والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره ألا له الخلق والأمر تبارك الله رب العالمين. Extremely benevolent is Allah, the creator, the sustainer, and the Lord and the master of all the worlds. Now, Alameen, world of matter. And what should we call the other world? I can't say. But in Arabic, Alamul Khalq, Alamul Amr. In Amr, no time factor. If the time was, it was absolute time, not the serial time, not the passing time. The serial time which we calculate by these motions. We are calculating due to this revolving motion of the earth one day. We are calculating 1 year when the earth completes a circle round the sun. So these all concepts of serial time, they are based on these revolutions and these, revolvings and these, movements of these planets. Absolute time, not related to any movement, it's something else. And they call it in philosophy, there are two types of time, absolute time, and absolute time is dahr. It has some relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why the Prophet has been reported to have said, La tasubbu dahr, fa inna dahrahu Allah. Never abuse dahr. Never blame dahr. What you are attributed to dahr is actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has some relationship. Absolute time is related to Allah. To this world of matter, it's all serial time, which is produced, the conception of which is produced due to these movements, revolving and taking these round, all these things between the planets. So these are the things which must be kept in mind. Udu rabbukum tadarru'an wa khufya. Pray to your Lord. Keep on praying to Him, calling upon Him. Tadarru'an wa khufya. With humility and in secret. Don't call Him with loud voices. He can hear whatever you say to Him in your heart. So why to call Him with loud voice? No need. The best prayer is which you are praying in your loneliness, when you are alone, not showing off to anybody else, talking to Allah alone, and you need not shout. Tadarru'an wa khufya. Only what is needed is that you should be humble. And number two, secretly ask Him. But another dimension will be again, mentioned. This dua has another dimension also. Innahu la yuhibbul mu'tadin. Verily He doesn't like those who transgress the limits. وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. And don't produce mischief in the earth after it has been set right. وَادْعُوهُ خَوْفًا وَطَمَعًا. This is the second dimension of dua. And you must call to Him, pray to Him with khawf, with fear, and with tama and hope also. Bain al khawfi wal raja. So praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, number one, humbly, with humility. Number two, secretly. Number three, having hope that Allah will respond positively and accept my prayer. And also fearing, maybe due to my act, due to my actions, maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rejects my prayer. So these are the four dimensions of dua. And dua about dua, the Prophet ﷺ has said, ad-du'a mukhul ibadah. That is the essence of worship. And in another saying he says, ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah. Actually, prayer is the worship. Inna rahmatallahi qareebun min al-muhsinin. Verily, the mercy of Allah is very near to those who do good deeds or who have reached the level of ihsan. Both translations you must keep in mind. They have risen from the level of Islam and Iman to that of ihsan. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يُرْسِلُ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ. And it is He who sends winds as glad tidings, heralding His mercy, that rain is coming. حَتَّى إِذَا أَقَلَّتْ سَحَابًا ثِقَالًا. Until then, when they have carried a heavily laden cloud, سُقْنَاهُ لِبَلَدٍ مَيِّتٍ. We drive it towards the land which was dry and which was lying dead. There is no greenery. The land is barren. No greenery, no signs of life. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings the clouds there, and then it is raining there. حَتَّى إِذَا أَقَلَّتْ سَحَابًا ثِقَالًا سُقْنَاهُ لِبَدَنٍ مَيِّتٍ فَأَنزَلْنَاهَ بِهِ الْمَاءَ. And then we send down the water from it. فَأَخْرَجْنَا بِهِ مِنْ كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ. And with this water, we bring out from this earth all the fruits, all types of fruits. كَذَلِكَ نُخْرِجُ الْمَوْتَى. In the same way we shall bring out from this earth the dead. Because the seeds were also there, but they were lying dormant. They were dead. Water came, and now those dead seeds, they become alive. They sprouted. Out of each seed, 2 leaves have appeared, and this led to this greenery. In the same way, you will be lying dead, buried in this clay. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends rain and He revives the dead earth, He will revive you. كَذَلِكَ نُخْرِجُ الْمَوْتَى لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. So that we are telling to you all this so that you may be reminded. وَالْبَلَدُ الطَّيِّبُ يَخْرُجُ نَبَاتَهُ. The good land, it gives its vegetation in the best of the ways. بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِ, by the command of its Lord. وَالَّذِي خَبُثَ, and which is bad, the earth doesn't have any fertility. لَا يَخْرُجُ إِلَّا نَكِدًا. It doesn't bring out but very little. كَذَلِكَ نُصَرِّفُ الْآيَاتِ لِقَوْمٍ يَشْكُرُونَ. In this way we explain our ayat, our revelations for those people who are grateful. What does it mean? Rain is the same, but land is not good. It won't produce anything. Rain is the same, land is good, it's producing a lot. In the same way, if the nature of a person has perverted, Quran will not be able to bring out any good from him. If the nature of this person is correct, healthy, then Quran will, enter into it and bring forth the good which is inherent in its soul. The same way, as lands bad and good, in the same way, the natures of people, either they are correct and healthy or they are perverted.